Hey guys, I am doing something a little different today. I thought it's time. Years ago, I made a video called Trans Enough, and a lot of people seemed to like it, so I decided to make a Trans Enough project, where I've gotten people to send me little clips of themselves telling me why they have ever felt like they were not trans enough. I put this video together and I made the Trans Enough video. I made the Trans Enough project. People have been asking me for years to make another one. I'm still undecided on if I should. Honestly, after making this video, I feel like I'm going to need to do it because it was a great project, and it was also 4 years. Oh my god, wait, was it 4 years ago? No, 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Lots has changed in 3 years, and I think it'd be awesome to also get some of the people that originally were in that video to get to post again and just see maybe how, if they still feel like maybe that was that is still a thing that makes them feel like they're not trans enough. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put the links down there. Maybe I'll annotate it. Who knows? What is trans enough? It's a concept that is like super, I don't know. It's rude. I don't like it. I don't like it because it makes people feel like shit in the trans community by other trans people and by people outside of the community. Example, I never felt trans enough when I first started transitioning, or when I was questioning myself, because I still felt like because I liked some feminine things that I wasn't able to be masculine. That is a load of like bull because if you've watched any of my videos, come on, you can be trans and be super feminine. It doesn't matter. Femininity and who you actually are inside, and masculinity, they're not the same. Gender roles, gender norms, gender value, all of those things are not the same thing as your gender inside. And it was hard for me to like distinguish that, but after making videos for years and realizing that the more I started to pass as male and be seen as who I actually am, the more I could calm down on the masculinity aspect and actually be who I actually am. So because I look so male, no, because I like pass as male and pass as who I am and pass, you know how I feel about that word, I'm able to be my true self and like actually bring out my femininity, which is fantastic. It feels great because I don't have to hide myself just because I pass. But the issue is because I pass, right? There are some people that don't want to pass or that don't want to go on hormones and still identify themselves as trans. Cool. But in order for them to have their gender validated by other people, they need to be masculine and like show masculine traits. This is the problem, in my opinion. It's an issue. It sucks because if you want to be super feminine, and you're either beginning your transition, you're questioning your gender, blah, blah, people aren't going to believe that you're trans. Like, what? Come on. And I know I've talked about this. I feel like I've talked about this recently, but I don't know. I feel like I need to get it out today. I did talk about this in my, like, Afraid to Be Feminine video, but this is more, like, trans enough. Because I just think that it's not fair that society just, like, looks down on people who don't 100% fit into the norm of masculinity, and therefore you're not male, or you're just gay, which I've talked about again. It's the fragility? Oh my god, I can't talk today. Masculinity is so fragile that it's scared that people who are male and not masculine are hurting them. Now that we know what trans enough is and blah blah blah, do I still feel trans enough? I think that concept is super problematic just because it's you know what society has told us that we need to be. But in terms of like, let's just simplify it, trans enough, okay? I've come to a point in my transition where I've been on T for 5.5 years. I've had top surgery almost, now it's been 2.5 years. Jesus, time flies. But it also feels like I've done it forever ago. Like, it's weird. Are there still parts of me that feel like I am not trans enough? Which is weird because I feel like after all this time you should just be like, whatever, like I'm a pro at being trans, you know what I mean? To be honest, there are some parts, but I feel like because I've been making videos for so long and been talking about this for years that I've been able to like give the finger at like those thoughts of like, you know, because you don't want bottom surgery right now, you're not really trans. Like, that, to me, that just, it gives me anxiety, like, that I even thought about it like that. Like, no. Everybody transitions at their own pace. Everybody does whatever they want in their fucking transition. You don't have to go on T, you don't have to have top surgery, you don't have to have bottom surgery, you don't have to have hysterectomy, you don't have to do you do you, okay? And it sucks that those thoughts are like still in the back of my mind, like, I mean, I'm not really male because I'm not getting bottom surgery right now. You know, like, what? No, that's such bullshit, okay? I'll do whatever I want with my body. And I feel like what we need to do in this community is not pin each other against pin one another against each other. Is that it? Sure. Instead we need to like regroup, because I feel, okay, yes, I made a video about true scum. I'm like all over the place today, whatever. The community, I feel, is like super divided. One side is like transsexual, super medical condition, we need medical treatment, keep it a medical condition so we can medical treatment. I understand that point of view. Then we have the other side that's like trans is an identity, people transition their own way, you don't have to do this to transition, you do whatever you want. Now, I feel like I'm like really in the middle of this. Yes, it needs to be a medical condition or else we would not be able to get hormones and surgery covered, especially in America. You can get that shit covered if you have good insurance. But I'm also on the side of like, identify as whatever the fuck you want to identify as, who gives a fuck? Sorry, I'm swearing a lot today, I'm just like, whatever. Like literally, like it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect me in any way. I get it that some people who are just like, I'm trans, I'm not trans, I'm trans, well like whatever, might, on this side, the transsexual side might get offended and like, oh, you're making trans people look like they're faking and stuff like that. I understand that point of view. What I think that we need to do is like let go of all of that, regroup together and talk about how we can stop feeling like we're not trans enough. There has to be things that we're able to do as a community together. Like, oh my god, like, sure, there are guidelines in how you should transition. I don't think those are right. I think people should do whatever they want with their bodies. Cool. But I also think that we need to get together, all together. Let's have a conference, all of us together, and talk about how. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm like stopping right now because I feel like I'm like saying some things that are gonna offend people on both sides. Why do I do this to myself? Oh my god. Oh my god. I know why I never made this video. Oh my god. Because after I made that trans enough video, I'm pretty sure that that's when I got all that hate. Ah, great. That's gonna be fun to deal with. And by all that hate, I just mean like people were like, no, you can't be trans. What people are talking about here is gender roles and not their actual gender and their gender presentation. Look, there's a difference between all of these things. I think that people can do whatever they want with their bodies. If you say you're trans, sure, you're trans. Cool, I'm trans. We're all trans. Like, but really, I'm not making any more sense right now because I don't really know what I'm talking about. We are so like marginalized in society, and it sucks that we're so pinpointed against each other. I think what the point is that we really need to stop within the community to be angry at each other. And I feel like that is like the start. When we start supporting each other, like it's okay for you to be feminine. It's okay for you to present your gender whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's as long as how you feel inside matches how you are. If you feel like you are male and you are male, yes. If you want to present your gender as something different, you explore that. There is a squiggly line of genders out there and you do you. I feel like if we start in the community to accept each other for how different we are, there's not one mold of a trans person and there you go. Because if there was, that mold would be a straight white guy with muscles, super skinny and hot. That would be the mold if we were gonna talk honestly, because that's usually the people that are put out in society and are like made to be popular and like are on TV and stuff like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with being like straight and like white and like muscular and hot and attractive. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But if there was a mold, people would strive to be that. And obviously that's so problematic because we're not all white, we're not all straight, we're not all like hot and attractive with ripped bodies. So there needs to be like a different like array, a rainbow of. We just need to accept that everybody in this community is different, and we need, once I feel like we get this community into like, yeah, everyone's different, cool, you can be trans if you are trans. Like, it doesn't matter. I feel like maybe later on in society, then people can slowly catch on, or we can get people to understand, like, look, I'm different, but that's okay. Ever feel like a video doesn't make sense? I feel like that's what's happening. But hopefully I made a little bit of sense. Start in the community, go outside. Yeah? I don't know. I feel like I'm just talking shit, but what am I gonna do about it, you know? People are just gonna comment on this video, then they're gonna say, you can't identify as trans if you're not trans. Just like, oh my god, that one guy who one day made a video, I think it was about my trans in a video. His username, I don't even care. Okay, this was like 4 years ago. I don't know, college student for peace or something. Like, what kind of, whatever. He made a video, I've always identified as a potato, so I am a potato. I love that starchy goodness. And then he went off as, you can't just identify as something that you're not. That's the issue, as you're not. Who are you to tell somebody they're not a fucking potato? If they fucking identify as a fucking potato. Okay, that's dehumanizing. If you are trans, identify as trans, you tell people you're trans, cool. Why can't we just accept that? You're trans enough, obviously. You're male enough, you're whatever enough that you are. Like, it doesn't, I hate society, man. Why do we put down other people? I don't get it. Why? Why do we do that? Why can't we just focus on ourselves? It just doesn't make sense to me. People are so rude. I'm gonna go cry. Have a great week. Before I go, do you think I should do the Trans Enough project too? Like, Trans Enough 2 project? No. Yeah? No? Yeah? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. Should I do it? I'll link it, you tell me what you think, and maybe I'll do it again. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, have a great week.